Well guys, this day has officially come. Xenna was released. The first ever Battle Royale real-time strategy inside the SIDUS Metaverse. So what does it mean? I'm about to play it. So we're having a very first look at the game. I'll share my impressions and thoughts with you, and we'll also talk about Xenna in general. Like, what is it? How to play it? What about the gameplay, NFTs, pro tactics, and much more. In this video, let's try to find an answer to one simple question. Can Xenna steal minds and hearts of players? So let's start. First, a few words about Xenna. So it is a mobile strategy that utilizes Battle Royale mechanics. Yeah, you heard it right. The setting is completely adheres to SIDUS lore. You know, sci-fi, futuristic technologies, aliens and stuff. So in the game, we will be controlling battle robots who are fighting for precious resources on the planet called Xenna. Despite being a mobile game, Xenna can be played from PC or laptop. Well, you just need BlueStack software. We'll add a detailed guide about it soon, so keep an eye on that. Okay, the story is Xenna's infrastructure was destroyed by a meteor impact. Well, even worse, the meteorite brought dangerous bacteria that turned the lush planet into a wasteland. The only valuable resource left is fuel for interplanetary travel. So Xenians live in orbit and use robots to extract the fuel because frequent dust storms do not leave anyone alive. The SIDUS team has already rolled out an introduction article about Xenna as well as updated the wiki. So, as always, I'll add links to both in the description below. So, are you ready to compete with other fortune seekers like you? Let's get it on. Well, before we continue to the gameplay part, let's discuss NFTs first. Well, yes, despite using the free-to-play model, Xenna will utilize premium NFTs for bigger benefits. So, in total, there are two categories of NFT heroes that provide access to Xenna: free NFTs and privileged NFTs. Free NFTs give access to the game and the ability to create an account. So this is the base category of NFTs that don't have any further privileges. And please note, this isn't a common NFT, okay? Basically, there are four types of heroes in the game: free, common, epic, and legendary. Just take a look at the table with features of certain Xenna NFTs. Okay, just to remind you real quick, the SIDUS team will hold a massive airdrop for Genesis NFT heroes. So you will receive one Xenna NFT in your wallet if you have at least one Genesis hero. So I think this is just the best time to purchase one from OpenSea. As you can see, free access won't let you participate in events and tournaments. And yeah, there will be some in the coming weeks where you can get lamp plots, facilities, and refineries. Another good point to think of purchasing a Genesis hero, right? The Dodge auction for Xenna NFTs itself will take place in February, so you can't miss some cool events. Okay, enough chit chat. Now let's continue to what we all have been waiting for: the gameplay. So, straight to gameplay in 2 words. 10 users participate in the battle that lasts about 5 or 6 minutes. Gamers control squads of robots to capture towers while avoiding devastating dust storms. Bang it! Bang it! Well, obviously, the sole survival on the map wins. The fun starts right from the lobby. So, speaking of the graphics, well, to me, it's pretty cool. I also noticed some buttons here, so let's go through them. Premium, apparently for NFT owners. Shop, Forge, Units, and Ratings. Well, I'll definitely describe them in detail in future videos, so drop a like if you want to see them. You can see 2 types of in-game assets in the upper right corner. So, in the future, you'll be able to top up your balance. But as of now, this function is not working. You can also see your robot's abilities on the right. The only game mode available so far is the standard one. Co-op is coming soon. Well, what did you expect? It's just the first version released. You can also farm chests with rewards in shards to upgrade your robots by participating in battles. Well, it's kind of similar to tesseracts and resources in Battler. You can also change some info in the profile settings, like your nickname, volume, and etc. If you click on your character, you can distribute 10 skill points in 4 talents: attack, vitality, agility, and defense, just like in SIDUS Heroes. But I don't want to disappoint you, but it is not working yet, so we'll have to wait for future updates. Another juicy bonus is rewards. Every 12 hours, you can roll some free rewards for participating in beta, I guess. So it can really grant you an early advantage. There's a player ratings out there, which I think will be used for additional rewards in the future. But that's not all about the rewards. They have Trophy Road, which provides rewards for playing and completing different missions. Actually, even in beta, they already offer a variety of options to earn. If the character's talents aren't working so far, the robots certainly does. So it is time to distribute skill points. So how? Well, I was struggling here myself at first, but just click on your robot in the center. The game offers us 3 main characteristics, so let's go through them. First, leadership. Simply how many troops the player will have when the battle begins. Number 2, spawn, the speed at which new robots appear. And the third one, speed, well, that's pretty easy, the speed with which the robots will move. You can see how SP distribution will affect your robot's characteristics. So far, there is only one type of robot, but soon they will add more. I think this will drastically diversify the meta and the gameplay. There are also abilities in the game, divided into 2 types, general and unique. General abilities can be used by any robot of any race, but unique ones can only be used by the robot to which they belong. Abilities can be upgraded using shards, which is kinda nice. So you can take 3 abilities in the battle, but use only 2. So make sure you choose wisely. Okay, you have finally chosen the robot, distributed skill points, added the necessary abilities. I think it's high time to play. The battle will start only when there are 10 players set and ready. That's the rule. As far as I can count, there are around 50 objects on the map in total, divided into like starting towers, which are factories itself to produce units, also warp ambushes, which hides the cohort in it, and lastly, power stations, ones that help buildings produce robots faster or increase movement speed. As you can guess, each player at the start of the match has one starting tower, which is factory. There are also special buildings, which are containers that can turn into any buildings, but we'll talk about it in other guides. Once the game starts, you need to act quickly, or the dust storm will screw you up. What you need to do is produce robots and capture towers while avoiding the storm. You cannot just move to the center because a safe place is determined randomly in every game. Yes, you can stay closer to the center. This will increase the chances of survival, but in short, the battlefield will shrink until one winner remains. So let's go through the interface itself. On the top is the scale of all players. On the left, we can adjust and reduce the number of robots sent to capture objects. Well, quite convenient if you don't want to leave your tower defenseless. On the right, we can see the skills that we've chosen for this battle. So how do we play here? Well, don't be scared if you don't see WSD controls here, because we move the units in Xenna by building routes from tower to tower. To build a route, you need to press and hold the tower from which the units will start moving, and then draw a trajectory to the tower where the units will end their movement. After that, the units will follow the route that was drawn by you. As I understood, once you send the robot, it will not be possible to change its route. Well, at least so far, because I had a few misclicks when playing, and yeah, that cost me. And by the way, it is not necessary to draw the route directly, but it's better safe than sorry. So I think you get it. You must build the routes in such a way as to avoid unnecessary fights with enemy units, enemy tower fire in uncomfortable landscapes. Yep, landscape matters here. And now, what we all have gathered here, pro tactics. Okay, so far, I don't know any.